Okay, you've been watching grocery prices, and then over the last couple of years, you thought they're expensive, and yes, they are, but maybe it's going to level off. And unfortunately, I have some bad news for you. What we've paid at the grocery store so far, it's just a warm up. Analysts are now warning that the real hit to the grocery bill has not even landed yet. They are pointing to a certain period of time, which is from right now, here we are at the beginning of May of 2026, through the end of 2026. Here's the key thing you need to understand about tariffs and grocery prices. There's a delay, and it's a longer delay than most people realize. Most people, myself included, had actually thought that when the tariffs were imposed, you would pretty much feel it instantly, but that's not how it works. Grocery companies tend to have some existing stock. They have contracts locked in for prices, and they absorb the cost where they can before they pass it on to you. That buffer, for most food companies, is 12 to 18 months. And with many of the tariffs that hit in the middle of 2025, the clock is now expiring, and here we are at mid 2026. So analysts and Morningstar are blunt about this. They say that CPG brands and grocery retailers are expected to begin raising prices in earnest through the middle of this year till the end. And unlike the slower inflation that we got from 2021 to 2023, these increases in prices are hitting multiple food categories all at once. So let's talk about the foods that are going to get hit so you know what to watch for. First, beef and veal. They're projected to increase 9.4% in 2026. That's already on top of prices that are really elevated. Non-durable goods, think food, apparel, paper products, cleaning supplies, they're expecting a 5.6% increase on that. So for a family spending $800 a month on groceries, that's roughly $540 more per year from the tariffs alone. That is on top of regular inflation. Then, next category here, fresh produce from Mexico. Tomatoes, avocados, limes, bell peppers, all of that has a 25% tariff because that's what Trump put on Mexico. And Mexico supplies 69% of all US vegetables. Oh, wow. Your fresh fruit and vegetables are going to skyrocket. So these costs are just starting to move through the system, and we haven't even felt it yet. Then we have Italy. This is a wild one. 15% base tariff on foods from the EU. On top of that, pasta from Italy now has an anti-dumping duty so that it ends up being a combined rate of 107%. So anything imported from Italy with pasta or pasta sauces, they're doubling. Then we have coffee, everybody's favorites. Already up 21% because Colombia and Brazil are the majority suppliers. They're facing elevated tariffs on top of low crops. So coffee is probably going to go close to double at some point. Layered on top of all of this, we have the Iran-US conflict that has pushed oil prices higher, and higher energy costs overall mean more expensive refrigeration, transportation, and food processing. So everything that is food related, to get it from the farm to the cart to your home, has now become pricier because of fuel increases. The people that this hits the hardest are low income households who tend to spend a higher proportion of their overall income on their food budget. So let's talk about a practical playbook of what we can do. First, stock non-perishable foods now for anything that's shelf stable that you can pick up extra when you can. So rice, pasta, canned goods, coffee, dried beans, whatever it is, anything now you can lock in today's prices. This is not panic hoarding. This is a rational budgeting move. Then watch the meat case because beef is the single biggest projected increase here. And this is something that can, be kind of mitigated a little bit by shifting towards chicken, eggs, plant proteins, even pork, and anything that you can try to not use beef with will save you some money. The bright side here is that eggs are actually projected to decrease over this year. So it's a bright spot, and we're going to take that bright spot anywhere we can. Then we have store brands. So anywhere you can, they're the ones, if you can shift to them, that is, any store brands, those are the ones that aren't going to get hit as hard. It's more of the brand names and the specialty products, especially imported things, that are going to get hit the hardest, and the store brands will lag behind in the increases. So you're going to save some money there. The grocery inflation that we felt, though, over the past few years, it was painful. We've all felt it. But the wave coming over the next few months is different. It's concentrated, it's hitting multiple categories at once, and it's backed by math that the analysts have been tracking all year. Now that you know the timeline, use it to your advantage. Buy what you can now, try to save ahead of the increases. So tell me in the comments below, how much has your grocery budget increased over the last year? Are you expecting and preparing for it to go up? Okay, let me know. And remember, think differently, be a renegade, and take control. And until next time, have a great day.